And right now at 3, a flash flood warning is in effect for LA, Santa Barbara, and Ventura counties until 6 tonight. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carolyn Johnson. Annabelle is off today. Heavy debris flows and flooding are creating a dire situation in Wrightwood. The Wild Horse Canyon area is under an evacuation order. And take a look at all the mud and water flowing through the Wrightwood neighborhood. Cabins you can see partially submerged there. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says they've been conducting door-to-door checks to make sure residents have evacuated in those hard-hit areas. They're telling everyone else to shelter in place and avoid any unnecessary travel. Highway 2, it's closed between Elm and Twins Lakes Road. A reception and care center is up and running at Serrano High School in Phelan for anyone who needs shelter. The 5 freeway is now shut down in both directions at Lankershim and Sun Valley. Drivers were trapped for hours there this morning, and the situation now even worse. You can see we've got cars being diverted off the freeway in that area because of the flooded roadway. And a live look at the area as crews work overtime to pump water off that freeway. NBC4's Tracy Leong headed that way now. She'll bring us the latest updates on the closure and how you can get around it. That's coming up on the NBC4 News at 4. Meanwhile, the 5 freeway in Pacoima at the 118, it's now back open after a FedEx truck carrying thousands of pounds of packages crashed. It caused a major backup on the freeway. The CHP had to close all lanes for hours. That crash happened just before 3:30 this morning. We're told the driver is okay. No other cars were involved in the crash, and the cause is still under investigation. The governor issued a state of emergency across LA, Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties because of this storm. You can scan the QR code you see there on the lower left side of your screen to connect directly to our First Alert radar network. It is the same technology meteorologist Stephanie Olmo is using to track your First Alert forecast. And let's turn to Stephanie right now for the very latest.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important. Make sure to scan the QR code, download the app for more information. Of course, you have access to the radar. Right behind me, I have this quick look of the LA River just outside of our building. You see it's filling up with water. It's been pretty swollen throughout much of the day today because of all that rain continuing to rush down. Let's go over the First Alert Radar Network, where we're looking at some widespread activity still continuing, but finally catching a break in Ventura County and at least the western portion of LA County. Still some light showers, pretty scattered, but the bulk of it is now pressing into Ontario, Riverside, down to Orange County. Checking out a tighter view some of these areas, you see some of the oranges and some of the reds, for example. Some areas are looking at high rainfall rates upwards, getting close to an inch per hour in some of these spots, especially right near Ontario, for example, Crestline as well. Down to Orange County, looking at moderate rain. You're seeing some of the darker greens, some of the yellows, for example, an indication of moderate to pockets of heavy rain. But yet again, as I mentioned, we're catching a brief break here for Ventura County and throughout portions of LA County for right now. A reminder, we do have a flash flood warning, or warnings that remain in effect across much of the region until 6 o'clock here this evening, still causing some issues out there. We'll continue to time out this storm here shortly. For now, over to you, Carolyn.
All right, we'll check back with you shortly, Stephanie. Our team coverage continues now with Amber Frias in Yucaipa. And Amber, this storm has brought some heavy rain and gusty winds to many mountain communities.
Hey, Carolyn, that's right. Here in Yucaipa, it's been raining pretty consistently throughout most of the afternoon. Right now, we're seeing pretty moderate rain. We're also seeing some wind. We hadn't seen wind all day long until now. But like you mentioned, we're seeing severe conditions across different mountain communities. So really, everybody's experiencing something different. We were in Forest Falls, also Oakland this morning. They were seeing some rain, but no significant issues to report there this morning. Now, over in Wrightwood, they are seeing severe flooding. We've seen those videos, and we have more of that to show you. Take a look. The Christmas Eve storm turned parts of Highway 2 in Wrightwood into a river of mud and debris, trapping at least one car in the runoff. Videos shared on social media by the public and fire officials show mud, rocks, and rushing rainwater overtaking part of the highway, flooding homes and leaving destruction behind. In Hesperia and North Desert areas, San Bernardino County officials say crews were dispatched to rescue people trapped in cars, responding to an increase in swift water rescue calls. But over the Cajon Pass, nearly 70 miles southeast, the storm told a very different story.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Brian Maloney and his neighbor Jeremy Alfred took advantage of a break in the rain to walk their dogs. Both men say they prepared for the storm ahead of time.
Grocery shopping and some water.
Yeah, I was hoping it would snow, but not rain, but I hope it'll stay like this the rest of the time.
In Oak Glen, calm came with concern.
Lack of sleep, I'll tell you that. You know, the anticipation of what's going on here, especially Christmas Eve.
Oscar Solano, who owns Solano Orchard, says runoff has flooded his property before, and today he's watching closely.
Yeah, we have about a 30 guest list, and half of them are, worried. They're calling me and saying, should we really go up there?
Across the San Bernardino Mountains, dramatically different experiences, from chaos to calm. But tonight, many are hoping for the same. A break in the rain and a quiet Christmas Eve where all is calm and all is bright. Now, just like you mentioned, Carolyn, about an hour ago, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department issued a shelter-in-place order for people living in Wrightwood because of these conditions. There are also people in that community who have been given evacuation warnings. These are people living in the area of Pine Street all the way to the LA County line. And for those people that do choose to evacuate, there is a care center that has been established at Serrano High School. Now, we will keep monitoring conditions and continue to update you through the afternoon if anything changes. But for now, live in Yucaipa, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
Amber, thank you. And our team coverage continues now. We want to bring in Keenan Willard. He is live for us in the Altadena area with the situation there. Keenan.
Yeah, Carolyn, we are in front of Sedeka, a boutique in downtown Altadena. You can imagine their frustration because they were closed for most of this year in the wake of the Eaton fire. Look what they are doing today in the wake of this Christmas Eve storm. They've got dryers inside the boutique here, very wet floors, and they're trying to recover after a flooding event here months after they already had to shut their doors.
The worst kind of Christmas Eve surprise. When employees arrived at Sedeka Boutique in Altadena Wednesday, they found part of the roof collapsing under the weight of heavy rain.
Walk in and just 4 inches of water from front to back.
The cell phone video from the shop shows employees trying to get the water out of the business. And they say many of their items are now damaged beyond repair. Sedeka was closed for nearly 10 months after the Eaton fire and just reopened its doors in November.
We're just overwhelmed, to be honest. You know, we just opened. We just worked so hard to get back in business and redid the entire shop, all the product, all the furniture.
Now, Mother Nature is leaving the future uncertain once again.
It's really emotional, really, because when it's coming up to, and we wanted to be here for the run.
Despite a second setback, the owner says Sedeka will reopen stronger than ever.
Now it's going to take us a while to get back again, but we're going to do it, I think.
Now, they are not working to get back on their feet alone. Coming up at 4 o'clock, how this Altadena community, so resilient, is working to support them in their journey to reopen their doors for a second time. That's coming up at 4 o'clock in downtown Altadena. Keenan Willard, NBC4 News.
See you at 4. We want to bring in NBC4's Alex Rozier right now. He is driving along PCH with a look at the road conditions there for us. Alex.
Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, things have really improved here. We just want to show you the road right now on Pacific Coast Highway. We're not seeing any rain, which is welcome at this moment after a lot of it this morning. There was some flash flooding that we saw, but for the most part, not any significant damage. You can see the steep slopes that are right next to us here, and that could be a big problem if one of those slopes were to give way. But we had a chance to check out a bit of everything out here in the Palisades burn scar.
On the Pacific Coast, rain falls on the homes burned in the Palisades fire. A stormy Christmas Eve at the end of a long year.
At Topanga Canyon and PCH, crews shut down Topanga Canyon Boulevard. You can see in the distance the potential for slides, though so far today we have not heard of any significant damage. This is what it looked like on Sunset Boulevard in the Palisades this morning. A mail carrier continued their work as rain covered parts of the roadway. And we also returned to Las Flores Canyon Road in Malibu, a road that has dealt with flooding in the past. Today you can see that there's water
on the roadway, and neighbors here have put sandbags outside their homes.
We just don't want the waters to keep rising.
I saw Lynn Beeler on Las Flores Canyon Road today.
It's a jade plant, and we want to take good care of it. It brings good luck.
She's the owner of Malibu Bungalows. She's really hoping for no flooding or slides, especially because her business already had to shut down for 3 months this year after a February storm made a muddy mess.
It was really rough. If you see the photos or the videos, you'll see.
So now she's keeping an eye on the creek.
I don't want the water to rise all the way and over the bridge like it did in February, because then I get water on this side of my property because I'm right against the creek. It's just Mother Nature. She's doing her thing, and we just got to kind of work with her, you know?
Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Merry Christmas, everybody. And happy holidays and a happy new year.
And as we come back out here on Pacific Coast Highway, you can see some of the greens in the hillside. One thing about the rains, it brought out some of the color there, but we are still worried about the slides that may happen. So far, so good, but, you know, Caltrans and the officials there have urged people to stay off the roads. You can see right now that it is pretty quiet here. A lot of drivers staying off the road, or maybe they're at the mall, but they're not here on Pacific Coast Highway. But it is a break from the rain for now, and I think a lot of people welcome that on this Christmas Eve. Carolyn, we'll send it back into you.
Yeah, that is certainly good to see, Alex. Thank you. And we've been asking you, our viewers, to send in your weather-related videos. This is from Michael Wilson showing rain this morning in Phelan. He said it's been raining nonstop there since 11 last night with high winds. And you can send your videos to us by scanning that QR code on your screen and then just hit the link. Send us your storm photos.